Hi, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. First of all, hello Maria Menounos. How you doing? Hope you been well.
I love that you know that this is run by Maria Menounos.
Yeah, I used to have a show on BHL like 5 years ago.
What was your show?
It was called Headlines with Headliners.
And what was that about?
It was literally stand-up comedians that were headliners, and we would run over the headlines and current events. Headlines with headliners.
Very cool.
It's true.
Very cool. So, who is your favorite comedian that inspires you in terms of stand-up comedians?
Dead or alive?
Both.
Dead, Richard Pryor. Alive. Me. No, I'm just playing. I'm actually a fan of Dion Cole. Dion Cole is I like what Dion does because he's heady, he's cerebral, he's a genius. You know what I mean?
How would you describe your sense of humor?
I take everyday life and make it funny, man. High energy. Take you on a dream, on a trip. Lots of stories, lots of act outs. It's fun to watch. It's not just it's not the average stand-up. I'm a big guy, but I move around like I'm a little guy.
Is there anything that's completely off bounds when it comes to comedy? Anything that you're like, oh, I am not going there at all?
I would like to say no, because comedy's supposed to be unfiltered and in its rawest form, but times have changed. We got to be a little careful and walk the line a little bit. You don't want to mess around and hurt somebody's feelings for real.
But everyone's becoming so politically correct these days. Isn't that a little frustrating?
Yes, I was having a conversation like 2 weeks ago with Damon Wayans, and he was telling me that that's why he retired, because everything's so PC right now. And it really is. I can feel some kind of way about a topic. I can have a quirky anecdote. I can have a great joke. But the way you have to word it, you can't just say it flat out. You know what I mean? Like, I have a Frank Ocean joke, and it took me 2 years to craft it in a way where nobody was offended by it.
So you do feel like you have to censor yourself to some extent and make your message palatable to people?
Or really, it's not that you have to censor yourself as much as you have to challenge yourself to say the material in a way that it can be accepted and not hurt. You know what I mean? Because
how do you practice that? How do you get better at delivering material?
You do shows. It's one of the things you got to do it. It's not like in football you can practice. But comedy, there's no real practice. You know, you're on stage, whether it's an open mic or it's a real show, it's a paid gig, you're on tour, but you got to work your stuff out. You got to do it live.
And how does it work now in the YouTube realm? Because a lot of these YouTubers aren't necessarily on stage. A lot of them might be a little bit on the shyer side. They're in their rooms, they're talking to their camera, and they're cultivating this material and getting feedback online. Do you think that's dangerous in a sense? Because, you know, everyone's comments are so unfiltered that there's so much bullying.
You got some doozy, juicy questions.
Thank you.
Yes. In regards to, is it dangerous? It's dangerous for somebody to get comfortable with thinking that they're performing when they're in front of just their camera and there's no audience, there's no immediate feedback, there's no direct response. That's what makes stand-up so great, is a person is in front of you saying things, and what they say is influencing emotions whether you want to or not, because laughter is an involuntary reaction. You can force yourself to laugh, but at a comedy show, how much you're laughing and what you're laughing at, you can even learn about yourself, like, wow, I found that funny. So it's dangerous for somebody to reach millions and reach the masses without ever really being in the presence of more than 20 people. I know a young kid, I won't say his name, bless his little heart. He went viral when he was like under the age of 10. And he like really blew up online. And then he started getting all these interviews and going on TV, and he would be on sets and there would be all these audiences, and he had stage fright. So an adult can handle it, you know. But it was interesting to see the kid go through literally having 1 million followers, and then 20 people scared him. That makes sense?
No, it does. It makes a lot of sense. And you just reminded me of something. You know, a lot of the times in the entertainment industry, we see these child stars that grow up in the spotlight, and then there is this huge downfall later on in life. Do you think it works in a similar fashion when the child star is a YouTube child star? Because we haven't really had much time to track the progress from being a child to growing up when YouTube has only been around since 2005.
You just might have answered that yourself to know we don't have enough analytics, we don't have enough stats, not enough time has gone by.
Do you think it'll be the same?
Maybe. I mean, the reason why YouTube is different is because people are their own boss on YouTube. So if a child star was on and TV, film, and all that, it's their whole team. You know, you watch the stories where the parents took the money or the manager, the agents took the money, but the YouTube is giving it directly to them. So their relevance may have changed, but their onness should not have changed. You know what I mean? Like Batch owns his future. He can't be fired. That makes sense?
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. There still is a revenue split on YouTube, and I feel like the whole infrastructure is changing with people, not wanting a third party taking all their earnings, and everything is changing so rapidly. It's such a great thing that now these people have a platform and they're branching out to film, television, and a lot of other things. What's your dream, ultimately?
Well, I'm a stand-up. You guys can catch me on HBO's Def Comedy Jam 2017, The Return. After 25-year anniversary and hiatus, I'm one of the new faces that's on the show. So look for that in December.
That's awesome. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
My pleasure.